This show contains spoilers and adult language. Listener discretion is advised.
Movies with Ron, movies with Ron.
Hell yeah, motherfucker.
Movies with Ron.
So, I got my first hemorrhoid.
Oh, man.
Oh, Jesus.
What a revelation.
What'd you name it?
Quincunx.
Holy quincunx.
It sucks, man.
You get yourself some dental floss and your toaster.
Ew.
Where is she going with that?
Like you're trying to pull out a tooth.
Oh, fuck.
Then you throw that toaster across the room.
No, it hurt like hell. And I just think problems with shit from the waist down, maybe that should be off limits. You know?
What?
We got enough diseases and conditions and crap going on with our body. Keep it from the waist up. Leave the waist down alone.
Leave the asses alone.
Asses
Right.
and dicks.
So in the middle of all this, I got a fucking toothache. Starts out irritating. The next day, I'm fucking crying.
Oh.
I go to the dentist. I had a root canal done, and it got reinfected.
Oh, no.
Second worst pain. First worst was appendicitis. This toothache, second worst pain I've ever felt. Had to go on a liquid diet, just couldn't function chewing. Then my hemorrhoid went away. Welcome to episode 120 of Movies with Ron, the podcast where my older brother recaps a movie from beginning to end for me and you, because we like his versions better. It's okay if you've seen the movie or not. The experience is unique, so let's get it on. I'm Chris, your MC for the time being. Here with us tonight, Nurse Candy.
Hey, everybody.
And here he is, folks.
He's the ball cracker, death on foot. You know him, you love him. He's Ron.
Ron.
Hey, Ron.
Hey, gang. Hello, listeners, and welcome to episode 120 of Movies with Ron.
And say hi to Joanne King. She liked the Facebook page.
Hi, Joanne
Woo.
King.
Hi, Joanne.
Welcome to the show. I want to clear the air about something.
Okay.
Because it stinks. No, it doesn't stink. I realize I haven't been the best and most attentive tweeter lately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, guys. Sorry, listeners.
Fuck you, asshole.
Yeah, that's it. No, I'm kidding. One of our listeners, Honest Rye, brought up something that I wanted to talk about.
Uh-huh.
Patreon.
Yeah.
Oh,
You guys want to do Patreon?
No.
I don't know.
Well, we're not. The reason for this is simple. Now, Patreon is a great thing for a lot of people. It's a way to support, endeavors that you love. And I know you guys love us, but we are not after your money. We will never want our listeners' money. Unless, someday we start selling shirts or something like that, or some sort of tangible item. The money we want is from advertisers, okay? So if you want to support the show, don't use your checkbook. Use your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Get us some more listeners.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Get the word out on the street, baby. Get down on your knees and tell me you love me.
Because when it comes to listeners, it's not your money we're after.
It's the downloads and the subscriptions, the ratings and reviews. Mm-hmm. That's the kind of stuff that motivates us to make better content.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Oh, yes.
And by the way, when Honest Ride tweeted about that, I was in the middle of typing out a big reply just before work. I was like, man, I haven't tweeted in forever. And then Chris answered it, and I was like, whoop, that's it. Then I just hit like.
But a shout out to Honest Rye.
Absolutely.
Thank you for listening. We love you.
All right, you want some movie news? Jared Leto is playing Morbius. A fucking comic book shit.
Oh, the vampire?
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll fuck that up too. Give me a fucking break.
James Gunn. Did you hear about him?
No.
I heard he's got some new movie coming out.
He's making The Suicide Squad.
What?
Oh, really?
Like, what the fuck's going on there?
What is going on?
Is it a sequel?
I don't know.
See, the DC universe. It's just...
All right, this just in. Sylvester Stallone vows to finish script for Edgar Allan Poe biopic. Apparently it's taken him decades or something. Edgar Allan Poe. Is he going to play Edgar Allan Poe? He
hope
fucking
so.
better.
Yeah.
He better, like, do it straight.
Yeah.
Like, be all depressed and shit.
Oh, fuck, man. Wish I was dead.
All right, I came across an article online titled 100 Greatest Horror Movies of the Decade. Oh, fuck, someone chose 100. There's officially too much shit to watch.
Yeah.
We don't have time for anything. Our country's in the shitter. We have to work like 10-hour shifts.
Yeah, man. Like, I don't even have time to tweet.
Movie companies need to lobby for a third weekend day if they want to survive.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's how we get it done. Candy, you like the Oscars?
I used to.
Oscars are coming. Yeah. The Academy Awards.
Yeah, baby. Black Panther's taking it all. Oh, yeah.
You know what I care about more, though? The typical Oscar bait movies that come out and then they fail.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember Boy Erased?
Nope.
Kind of goes to a gay conversion camp.
Oh,
There's Joel Edgerton, written and directed by him.
right.
He got Russell Crowe to play like a Baptist pastor.
Weird.
Yeah. Oscar bait. How about Welcome to Marwen with Steve Carell?
Yeah.
Does anybody know the story behind that?
No.
Or what it's about?
Yeah, I know what it's about.
He like creates this fictional world with dolls, but it's like incredibly detailed.
Yeah, because he got mugged and he's got
Yeah.
PTSD.
He got like beaten severely. Spent like fucking $1 million, you know? On all that shit.
Yeah, those fucking Barbie dolls.
Trying to be some uplifting tale, but they left out a part of the true story, which turned out that after he got beaten in real life, he started making the doll universe
Yeah.
and cross-dressing.
Oh, no.
And they took it out of the movie that they made. I mean, they didn't even address it. Steve Carell in no way wore a dress, ever.
Wow.
I don't know if they were embarrassed by it, but shit. If that was in the movie, then the movie be nominated for some fucking Oscars. Steve Carell, though, he really wants an Oscar. He's been in some shit.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah, he always taking these painful roles, sad old man roles.
Yeah. I can't stand it.
Yeah. I know what the real story is. He just doesn't want to be Michael Scott from The Office. Whenever he left that show, that was when he elevated. Started doing all these big roles.
Yeah.
Everyone wants an Office movie. Mm-hmm. Let's make an Office movie with Steve Carell and give him an Oscar for it.
Damn right.
All right, Candy.
I want to play a game.
Yeah.
Is there a game?
I got nothing. My life is a game.
Oh, whoa.
And I am losing.
You're not losing. You know how many people love you?
No, I don't.
17. No. All of our listeners wish this was Movies with Candy.
No way. That's
Oh,
not
oh, yeah.
true.
You should start your own podcast. I got a buddy, Mike, who's talking to me about you.
Oh, really?
And he was like, look, man, I love your sister. And I was like, oh, Jesus. He goes, no, seriously. Like, I don't even know what she looks like. All I know is I hear her voice, and I was like, listen, man, you're not the first to ever say this to me. You're not going to be the last. It's fine. Like, you don't understand. I got a thing for her. And I was like, well, I'll tell her on the show. He's like, no, don't do that. You know what? Okay. So somewhere out there, right now, is your biggest fan, jacking off.
Oh, man.
But he can only come when you're talking. So get it going.
You know, no one is a bigger fan of somebody loving me than me.
Yeah.
I know. This is exciting. And Mike, don't feel bad. Don't let these guys make you feel bad.
I don't make him feel bad. This is old hat to me. I love your sister. Oh, God.
You know, the kind of honesty that it takes to express yourself requires a certain amount of vulnerability. And vulnerability takes balls, my friend. And that is a trifecta of sexy, of which there is no denying. So, Mike, you keep that shit up, because Mama likes that.
All right.
Well, Mike, there you go.
Instantly offended Chris.
Mike, you're here for The Keep from 1983.
The Keep.
Based on an F. Paul Wilson novel, written and directed by Michael Mann.
Yeah, Mr. Miami Vice.
Yeah, the fucking master of crime films.
This film played in our house when I was very little.
Yeah.
When it came out. Our dad was a huge book nerd and influenced all of us. And I know there was a copy of F. Paul Wilson's The Keep.
Yeah, I remember it.
On our bookshelf. And that's why this movie was popular in our house. And I don't know. I just remember images from it.
Yeah.
And it instantly takes me back.
I love this movie. Mm-hmm. A lot of people hate it.
Yeah.
Because it's very flawed. It is heavily cut. The original cut of this movie was 3 hours long.
Oh, my God.
Okay, and now it's an hour and a half. So, take from that what you will.
Which version did you watch?
The hour and a half one. I think that's the main one.
Yeah.
I wasn't able to find anything else.
A lot of
online or
fans
otherwise.
asked Michael Mann to release the 3.5 hour version.
Yeah, and he doesn't want anything to do with it.
Well, he also said the effects aren't finished on that version, so
The fans could finish that shit nowadays.
This is the only one we got. But I like that it's short and sweet. Thank you, Imposing Movie Studios.
Ooh.
It's got Scott Glenn in it.
That's right. The he's got the right stuff.
Remember when he was in Backdraft from 1991?
Yeah.
All right, here's what I read. To prepare for his Backdraft role, he rode along with firemen in the Chicago area and was injured when exposed to active fire. What does that make you think about? I see him in the fire engine like, I'm ready for this.
Yeah.
We're going to do it. And then like immediately gets burned.
Whoa. Oh, shit. I'm so method. This is going to be great.
All right, how about Ian McKellen?
Yeah, he's in this movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
Want to hear something I read about him?
Yes.
Ian McKellen began and abandoned work on his autobiography, returning $1 million advance from his publisher after he found the experience of researching his life too painful.
Oh, wow.
I have the front door key to Bag End.
That's the gayest thing he's ever said. And that's why we love him. We also love Jürgen Prochnov.
Oh, yes.
Jürgen Prochnow. Yeah.
He did the German dubbing for all of Stallone's early characters.
Fuck yeah.
In his movie.
He's awesome. I love his voice.
Yeah. I wonder if he'll do Edgar Allan Poe. And don't forget Gabriel Byrne. He got a big piece in this movie?
He does. In fact, my favorite scene in this movie is when he and Jürgen Prochnow are getting it on.
Oh.
That happens?
No. They're having a huge...
It's been a while.
They have this huge argument, and it's just like getting hit by a Mack truck of acting. Run over, baby.
Before becoming an actor, Gabriel Byrne was an archaeologist, a school teacher, a short order cook, and a bullfighter.
Holy shit, he was Indiana Jones.
Yeah. He was
He
an
is
archaeologist.
fantastic.
Probably wanted to settle down and became a school teacher. Got fired for some reason.
Went straight to bullfighting.
And then he became a short order cook and discovered drugs. And then thought, hell, I'll become a bullfighter.
I'll fight a fucking bull.
Michael Mann described this film as a fairy tale for grown-ups. What do you think?
Certainly.
Soundtrack was by Tangerine Dream.
Oh, love them.
And there's a board game for this movie.
I read that. I want it. If you'd like to support the show, please send copies of the Keep board game to Duck Shit Studios, Jacksonville, Florida. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got a whole nother thing about this movie, man. The creature. Okay? Big bad.
Imposing.
I've never seen it.
He's amazing looking, man. The effects for him, fucking awesome. And he is scary.
Yeah.
He is played by the guy who played the dude with the slug coming out of his head and around his neck in Return of the Jedi. Same dude.
Oh.
Jabba Nwanga.
The actor was like, red eyes again?
I hope I can pay my rent. How about Alberta Watson? She's great in this flick.
Beautiful.
She can't get naked for Scott Glenn quick enough. They're like, hi. And then it's, it's because their whole romance was cut out.
Oh. Ugh, Scott Glenn naked. Oof.
He looks pretty good in that one. He's got some muscles. His body doesn't match his face. He was hit by a Mack truck of acting when he was young.
All right, folks, his body doesn't match his face. It's The Keep on Movies with Ron.
It's showtime.
So this sucker starts off with a black screen and it just immediately says, The Keep! And then these drums just start up and it's like, and it's like, holy shit, Tangerine Dream, baby.
Yes.
And you're like, fuck yeah. Oh my God, here we go. And then it's raining in the mountains. And driving in the rain through the forest are, it's a whole bunch of military vehicles, big trucks and jeeps and shit. And then inside, the one in the front, Jürgen Prochnow.
All right.
Oh yeah, and he lights a cigar. Oh, blue eyes, baby. He's got his whole, gaggle of troops in the trucks, and they're all sleeping. They've been on the road a while. And they got a lot of shit with them, like howitzers and stuff. And they pull into this little village. And right about then, you're like, man, this movie is beautiful. And then there's all of these ugly people coming out of their hovels to see what's happening. And they're glaring at them because these guys are Nazis. We see that we are in the Dinu Pass of the Carpathian Alps in Romania in 1941. So that's when the Nazis were unstoppable.
Yeah.
All these villagers are shit, man. This is trouble. Jürgen, to the driver of the truck, he's like, your new home. You like it? No. We should be in Russia with the final assault on Moscow. Go ahead. You can put in for a transfer. But by the time you got there, it'd go like France, Belgium, Holland, all the rest. We're all done fighting. And now we're the masters of the world. Does it enthrall you?
I am being hit by a Mack truck of acting right now.
Thank you. But we've been assigned to guard this pass. So here's where you stay. Get the men out. So they all start unloading out of the trucks, right? Machine guns come across the ravine into the keep with us. And here is the keep, ladies and gentlemen. It's big and a little boring looking. Big old stone building. So we're way up in the mountains. There's this tiny village there built around a big giant keep.
Right.
Like a little citadel, okay? Mm-hmm. There's a moat around it, and it is mysterious. Jurgen gets out, and he walks into the keep. Still going on. Inside the keep, okay, it's all dark, but there's all the walls are lined with these weird metal crosses. Mm-hmm. They look like a cross, except on top, there's just like a slight little hump.
I don't get it.
Yeah, I got it. They're crosses, but instead of having the top of a cross on them, they've just got like this little hump. Okay. Does that make sense now?
All right.
It's like a slightly wrong cross.
Okay.
So Jurgen's walking around checking it out, and then there's this old guy behind him. What are you doing here? Who are you? I am Alexandru Kanish. I'm the caretaker. There are 108 such crosses made of nickel embedded in the walls of the keep. Is that what you tell your tourists? No one tours. We work here. I thought the keep was unoccupied. We go home at night. Where's the owner? I don't know. You like that? Who is he? Who tells you what to do? I don't know. We do what needs doing. Do you like sex?
Oh, God.
It's okay. Well, there you are. You may continue maintenance after we settle in. You can't stay here. No one does. Not through the night, anyway. Ghosts? Demons? No ghosts. No one has ever died here. Then what drives the people out? Dreams. Nightmares? Nursery rhymes. Compared to the nightmares of this war. So then all the rest of the Nazis, move in. Here we go. We are here.
Into the keep?
Yeah. Right into the keep, like driving jeeps into the castle.
Oh, okay.
Elsewhere, we got the town priest, played by Robert Prosky. Anybody know who that is?
Oh, yeah. He is
a man.
An old bastard.
He was in Gremlins too.
Yeah.
And
he was the vampire guy.
Yes.
Wasn't he also the ticket man in Last Action Hero?
Absolutely.
Okay.
The man who has never been young?
Yeah.
That's right. He's young in this movie. He's got dark hair and it's long. If you know what I mean. He knows these Nazis are in town and it's not good. So he's like, smoking and brooding. Caretaker, who built the keep? Some say the Turks. Some say ancient Dildarian warlords.
Oh, fuck.
No, this is not a fortress. A soldier could walk up the outside wall. Why are the small stones on the outside and the large ones here in the interior? It's constructed backwards. This place was not designed to keep something out. The caretaker is just staring at him. What is this place? No one knows for sure. Off in the hallways, we can hear clink, 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 clink. Someone's banging on stone, right? And the caretaker's like, Herr Officer, stop them! They're opening the walls! And he starts running. Stop what? Old man, spikes for the lights and generators. The Wehrmacht doesn't work by candlelight. And then the caretaker points at this one soldier and he's like, is he stringing lights? And this soldier is trying to pry one of the crosses out of the wall.
Oh, no.
And it's a small thing, about this part but I love it. The way Jürgen Prochnow just jumps up this guy's ass. Soldier, what is your assignment? Stringing lights, sir. Then what are you doing? Answer! The silver crosses, sir. There's talk among the men. They hide silver here. Treasure. Private Latz, it's been a profitable day for you. Not only have you learned the crosses are made out of nickel, not silver, but you've earned yourself a place in my room at night, all week. Get out!
Damn.
I know. The caretaker grabs Jürgen by the Jürgen, and he's like, never touch the crosses. Never. And why not? You must not stay here. Good day, Mr. Knish. And he leaves. So we cut to later that night, and there's a guard out front on duty. And it is cold. The wind's blowing, and it's like, oh, maybe some scary stuff happening. He's so cold that he abandons his post and goes into the keep, and he sees all those crosses, right? And he's like, nickel. And then one of the crosses just starts glowing. Ooh. And at this point, it's like, tangerine dream. And he's like, what the fuck? And he walks up to it. Man, it is so bright. It's too bright to be silver. It is obviously supernatural. But he's like, yeah, nickel, but not this one. And then he runs outside to get his friend Otto. I'm on duty. Forget it. Look at this. Silver. And then Otto was like, fuck yeah, let's try this bitch out. They get to work on it with their bayonets. While they're trying to pull the cross out of the wall, the block that it's embedded in, like, starts moving, coming out. Look, this block moves. This is the only silver cross. There may be more silver behind it. Oh, let's pull. And they pull and pull and pull. Back and forth. And slow but steady. Rhythm. Are you ready to be rich? And then Otto's like, yes. And then all of a sudden, the block just comes out and there's a hole. And then all of this fog just starts rushing out.
Oh.
But out the front door to Bag End.
Was that Ian McKellen? The front door to Bag End, you said? One of the guy's face is like right in it. He's like, oh, it stinks. I knew it. A passage. Yeah, and there is like a crawl space behind this block.
Oh.
So the first guy crawls in, and he has tied a rope to his foot and goes spelunking. At the end of the little hallway, and there's only enough room for him to be crawling through it, he finds another cross, and it's not glowing, but he takes his knife and like kind of stabs into the metal and decides that it's silver. I don't know, maybe he knows more about it than I do. Like, silver, there's more silver in here! And then all of a sudden, the block just gets pulled backwards and exposes this giant slide. And the soldier's, whoa! He goes down it.
Oh.
The anchor guy, you know, the guard holding onto his rope, he's struggling to hold it. Pull me back, pull me back! And it turns out the first soldier is now hanging in this giant black void. It's like this huge monumental cave under the keep.
Ooh.
And I love it because the camera just pans back. You see that guy dangling like a little worm on a hook with his flashlight, and the camera just pans back forever. Wow. And you could still see his light as a little pinpoint in the distance.
Awesome.
And then we see all the cave walls and everything, and then we see the floor of the cave, and there's these weird ceremonial-looking posts sticking out in like 2 rows, and then like 6 or 7 fog balls start. They fly down the rows, and they just fly towards the exit that was just created.
Mm-hmm.
but we, the viewers, stay right where we are. So these fog balls that are glowing, they just disappear and get all tiny as they're heading towards the little pinpoint of light. Mm-hmm. I love it. It's such a cool shot. The guy holding the rope is like, Klaus! Oh! And something happens, he has to hold on to the rope, and then all of a sudden it goes slack. So he starts pulling it, okay? And he pulls the guy back out. Oh, there's his feet. He's pulling on him. Yep, takes a little while. He gets him out, and he is cut off at the waist.
Oh.
It's nothing but blood and balls. It was right there at that level. And he's like, ah! And the guy's guts are like still steaming. Oof. And then whatever is in there is coming out. Like everything starts rumbling and shaking. And this guard is like, oh my God, oh my God. There's this big bright light coming out of the hole. And he backs up. And then all of a sudden, okay, he just gets hit with this invisible force. And they show this, okay? He gets blown backwards. And then all of a sudden, something that you cannot see hits him. And his body just goes ragdoll. Oh. And is like blown apart. And then all of those fog balls just rush right out of the hole.
Damn.
Yep, they are in our world now. All over the rest of the keep, the soldiers, they hear this going on. The wind's blowing through the keep, and they get scared. They start like shooting off into the air and everything. Everybody's freaking out, and then all of a sudden we cut to Scott Glenn sitting up in bed. And his eyes are fucking glowing. And he's like, whoa! Nocturnal emissions. Again. He felt that happen from, wherever he is. We see he's got a go bag packed and a big, long wooden crate. About 3-4 feet long. He grabs that shit and then leaves his little apartment. And he walks like he's got shit to do. He goes down to the docks. We see that he's in Greece. He finds a boatman. I need to hire a boat. Where to? Constanta, on the Romanian coast. Too dangerous, very expensive. You'll get laid. Okay. Then it just cuts to this fishing boat on the water. And then down in the cabin. They are making passionate love. Yeah, it's gross, but they're in love. It was fleeting. But it was passionate. We cut to Jürgen Prochnow having his morning coffee. And he looks troubled. Private Lutz is on the other side of the room getting dressed. Sheepishly. I am very disappointed in you. Yes, sir.
Oh, God.
Some guy walks in. He's like, sir. Steiner. Last night it was Steiner. That makes 5 dead. And I've checked with the radio man. There's been no answer to your request for Benoit balls. Fuck!
Benoit balls?
For Kegel exercises. Insertion. Don't act like they're not in your medicine cabinet. Outside, more engines are humming and new vehicles are rolling in. He's like, what the fuck's going on here? Goes outside, new Nazis rolling into town. These guys ain't fucking around though. They're like herding villagers as they roll into town. They're like kicking them in the butts and the dicks and stuff. And the leader is holy shit Gabriel Byrne.
Oh.
Riding on top of a tank. And he's got one of those short order cook style but military hats on. I'm going to clean up this town. And he's just watching them gather all the villagers into the center. And the priest comes out like, oh, what's going on? And man, he just gets one right in the dick. Boom! Oh! That old man. They lined 3 of them up to just instantly execute him. Jürgen runs out. Stop! Wait! They just killed the villagers, all 3 of them.
No.
And then Gabriel Byrne is like, in this village, partisans have been operating against the Greater German Reich. Jürgen's like, are you insane? Gabriel turns to him like real quick, gets up in his face, and he's like, SS Pflanzluschen-Kommando Sturmbannführer Kämpfer is what I am. Captain Jürgen Krochno is what you are. So I am in command, and your request for Benoit balls has been denied, Krochno. But those are my butts and dicks you're kicking. Well, they are my butts and dicks now, and you will not interfere with our actions. And then Gabriel Byrne, whose name is Kämpfer, points at the crowd. He's just like, you, and you. Bring them to the keep. The priest is like, Sir, there are no partisans here in this village. These men know nothing. If one more German soldier dies, all 5 hostages will be shot. What is your name, priest? Father Fonzarelli. Where are you from? Happy Days. And then, boom, he just kicks him in the balls.
Oh.
This priest is getting it. Oh. 5 more will be shot every time a German is killed. We will continue until partisan activity stops or we run out of villagers. And everybody's like, oh, shit! Jürgen's like, there are no partisans! We'll see about that. Now you, see to it my Pflanzluschen commandos are quartered. And then he just rides his tank right into the keep. Like, thunk, this is my dick on your face. It cuts to Jürgen's room, and Kämpfer is like going through his stuff. Like, mine. Jürgen storms in. Those people you murdered are Romanian citizens! We are an allied state! I don't care, Krochno. Listen to me. MG-34s cover the entrance. Lights illuminate the perimeter. Whatever is killing us gets in anyway. We have seen no partisans. Nothing we do, no security works. Something has been released. Something? Something. You're trying to excuse your incompetence at protecting your men? My competence was proven in combat against soldiers who shoot back, not slaughtering civilians. And Kämpfer looks at him like, what? Your security doesn't work because your methods are wrong. The answer is fear, Krochno. Fear. From now on, these partisans will be afraid to kill. No, listen. Something else is killing us. And it doesn't care about the lives of 3 villagers. If it is like you, then does your fear work? Take that brilliant thought back to Dachau when you go. If you go. Because here in this keep, Herr Sturmbannführer Kämpfer, you may learn something new. Neither you nor the keep can teach me anything. Oh, really?
Look, bitch, you done talked a whole lot of shit, but wait till you see my dick.
They get interrupted. We found the rest of Steiner. Yeah? Well, SS Pflanzluschen-Kommando Sturmbannführer Kämpfer. Come, see the latest present our friend has left us. They leave, and they're passing one of Kämpfer's new soldiers, and he's like, bring a hostage. They get there. Explain this, Kämpfer. This is what is happening to us, and it's just a fucking dick on the floor. It's just a lone dick. On the wall next to it, there's all this writing in what looks like Cyrillic, you know? Kämpfer grabs the hostage, and he's like, what do these words mean? Herr Officer, I don't know. Don't lie to me. They are Romanian. They look Romanian, but they're not. I don't know. Father Fonzarelli shows up. Herr Officer, the writing is like Romanian, but different. It's meaningless. It's not in the Latin alphabet or the Cyrillic. What can you tell us about this keep we don't already know? Me? Nothing. Who can? No one. Don't lie to me, or I'll shoot this man right up his butt. There's a professor of medieval history at the university in the city of Iași. He studied this keep. Perhaps he can translate it for you. His name? Dr. Theodore Coos. He grew up in this village. But, sir, Dr. Coos is not in Iyashi. Then where is he? Well, Dr. Coos is a Jew. He's wherever you've taken the Jews. Ah, good. Then the SS will bring them today from the depot. And then we just cut to a concentration camp. Here we go. And Ian McKellen.
Oh.
Yeah. And he looks like shit. He's in a wheelchair, and he is under so much makeup to make him look old. They should have just waited until now to make the movie. Because back then, he's a very young man. He's there with his daughter, Eva. Eva Coos. And all the people around him, they're talking about this new settlement camp that they're going to go to. Yeah. And then we see a motorcycle driving through the forests of Romania. And it's Scott Glenn.
All right.
It's lackluster.
Is he American? Just like sneaking through Nazi Europe?
Yes. He stops at a gate, and the guard's like, "Where are you going?" "Into the pass." Scott Glenn also has these weird blue eyes in this movie.
Yeah.
It don't fit. Yeah, it's weird, but that's why. "Open the case, man." And then Scott Glenn's eyes just like, pew! They flash like blinding white. And he's like, "Don't touch that." And then the Nazi guards are like too scared. They're like scared stiff, and he just drives on like thunk. Dick on face. Now we cut back to the keep, and Dr. Coos and his daughter have already been brought there. So Kempfer is wheeling him up to the writing that he wants him to translate. When he first sees him, he bends down and talks into his ear, and he's like, "I'll tell you a secret. Those resettlement camps have only 2 doors. One in and one out. The one out is a chimney." And then Dr. Coos is like, "Rrrr!" Gets all mad, tries to attack him, but he's like a feeble old man. "Come, you'd better be of use to me in 3 days, or back to the camps you go with your daughter." So he's got 3 days to help him figure out what the hell's killing all the men, right?
Yeah.
They show him the words. What does it mean? "The form is in the imperative. It says, 'I will be free.' So we do have partisans. It is written in the old Slavonic Dildarian alphabet. Your partisans are writing to you in a language that has been dead for 500 years. And it's like, dun dun!
Yeah.
So he and his daughter go and get a room in this keep. She's like, "We need wood for a fire. It doesn't get that cold here. Look at my father. Doesn't he look 68? Eva. He's 48. He's dying from scleroderma. With the temperature in this room, his fingers will gangrene in an hour." And it's like, holy shit. Okay, you can have the wood. So he's got this disease. Mm-hmm. You can have the wood and lights. You'll get your food from our mess. And let me tell you something. The major will snuff you out like that. He's a fucking dick. I don't want any more of my men to die. Find out what is killing us, and I may be able to keep you safe. Then he leaves. So then there's just the 2 Jews and the priest. He walks in. 2 Jews and a priest. Wow. Fonzarelli, you rescued us. Yeah. Now we must get you out. Tomorrow, ask to see the old Slavonic manuscripts in the church. From there, a guide will take you across the mountains and get you out of here. I can't make it. I can't fight. I can't walk. Nothing. You just get Eva out of here. Nah, man, you're leaving. You have to try. Okay. So how's life? Shitty. No dick. Okay, I gotta go. One more thing, Fonzie. The writing on the wall. You put it there? No. And then Dr. Coos turns like, shit. Well then, how did it get there? Yep, I don't know, man. But, listen, I got something for you. It's a present. And he hands him Couple of Benoit balls, baby. Jangle-angle-angle. It's like, I know you're not really into this stuff. Just keep them for me. It'll make me feel better. Then we cut to Eva walking around the hallways of the keep, all right? She's young. She's pretty. She's a Jew in a keep full of Nazis. So this should be fun. She gets scared by this big noise. And you're like, oh shit, fog balls. You know, they're coming. It turns out it's just the generator that powers the whole place, right? But it's really loud. She walks by it and into the mess hall that's full of Nazis. And they're all like, hey, 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 hey. She's like, ew, get away from me. Get off of me. She gets some food and she's taking it back to Daddy. All of a sudden, she gets grabbed by two soldiers and pulled into a dark corner.
Oh, no.
And she's like, no, get off of me. And one of them's holding her arms behind her back, and the other just punches her in the gut.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, man. And she just, ooh. And you're like, oh, damn, girl. Oh, Jesus. Mm-hmm. So then they rip her clothes off, and the one guy is holding her, and the other guy, see, watch videos or listen to reviews about this movie. They talk about they were going to rape her. But he is in between her legs for a while before it is stopped.
Really?
So I think it's a little more brutal than a lot of people are maybe willing to see. Off in the hallways, fog ball. Just coming down the hallway. It's rushing up behind him, okay? And she is the only one who sees it. She's got a hand covering her mouth. Both of them, you know, one of them's raping her and the other's just watching. So she sees it coming up behind him and she's just like, holy shit. And then she faints. The soldier raping her turns around when finally he can hear the noise and he's like, whoa. And then out of his eyes and his mouth, all this white light just gets pulled out of his face and then his head explodes.
Shit.
The other soldier's like, oh, holy shit. He backs up. Same thing. His life force comes out of his face, and his head is a cracked egg. So the floor is like covered in fog, and then it all starts like receding, like going backwards, leaving the area. And tangerine dream, baby. And all of the fog like gathers into one blob of fog, okay, in the center of the room. And it just starts moving down the hallway. And it's like, it's weird. Like whatever this is moving forward down the hallway, but the fog is like going into it. Like it was filmed in reverse. It's very eerie looking. We can see it's just a big mass of fog, but inside of it, fleetingly, you can see glowing red parts of it. Okay? Like something's inside of it that's glowing red. Now we see that it's actually carrying Eva. Like it's a man-sized shape.
Wow.
She's passed out and it's carrying her. In his room, Dr. Coos is like, going through some papers. Yes. He turns and he sees it.
Holy shit! Get away from my child! Take me! But leave her alone!
This foggy thing lays her down on the bed.
What have you done to her? What are you?
And this mass of fog is just standing in the room with him. And then it says,
why are you here? They thought that I could find what's killing their soldiers. I have, haven't I? I need an ally. But you collaborate. No, don't accuse me of collaborating with Nazis. I'd do anything to stop them. You don't believe me, then kill me.
This thing gets closer to him. And then a red hand, glowing red hand, comes out and grabs him and shakes the shit out of him. He flies back and passes out.
Whoa.
Cutting back to Scott Glenn riding on a motorcycle going through the forest. Riding hard. He's coming. Eva wakes up. Papa? Papa? He wakes up. Papa, what happened? Your hands! And he is a little bit younger now.
Oh.
Your face!
And he's like, whoa, look at me. Aha!
Like he's healed. The thing healed him.
Yeah.
He's like, wait a minute.
He looks in his pants.
Hooray! I feel warm.
She looks down at her torn clothes. And he's like,
oh, yes, I know, you were raped. Yes. It brought you here.
who? No, that was a dream. A nightmare.
It carried you here. I saw it too.
No, that wasn't real.
Look at my hands. Look at my face. It touched my body.
She's like, what?
Look at you. I don't know what it is, and I don't care. He is like a hammer and can help smash them.
What the hell? You're dealing with a golem, a devil.
A devil. Now you listen to me. The devil in this keep wears a black uniform and plays with Benoit balls. And calls himself Sturmbannführer.
In walks Jürgen. Hello. There were 2 more deaths last night. He looks at Eva. You are going to stay at the inn. You have 2 minutes to pack. She's like, why?
Because I fucking told you to.
I maybe can keep you safe at least. And after the incident within the mess hall, maybe from the men too. She's like, oh, yeah, you heard about that, huh? Well, I'm not leaving my father alone.
Yes, you should.
Kempfer walks in. What's going on? Fräulein Kuz is going to the inn. She's not going anywhere.
Yes, I forbid it. I won't let you send her away.
You? You forbid it, old man? Let me tell you something. You forbid nothing. She's going. Get her the hell out of here. Oh. Yeah, and then Kuz is like,
okay then.
So Kempfer leaves, and then Kuz and Jürgen like smile at each other. Yeah. I'm a Jew, you're a Nazi, but we know what's up. Jürgen leaves, and Dr. Kuz pulls Eva close, and he like to say goodbye to her, like maybe for the last time.
Yeah.
Listen, child. You are the meaning of my life. Whatever happens, leave me behind. Escape. Go over the mountains. Don't wait for me.
No!
Go. Live a full life. Meet a man. And do nasty things. If you do that, you will live for me.
She's crying, like, oh, God. And there's a pretty good shot of just the two of them against a black background. It's pretty cool. So she leaves, and Jürgen comes in. And he's like, so, he picks up a photo on the desk. Who is this?
My son. He died in Spain.
Fighting against the Germans with the anti-fascists?
No, he choked on a piece of steak. Were you in Spain?
Jürgen sits down, and he's like, if I was, I would have been in the Tailman Brigade with the anti-fascist Germans. Your son and I, we would have been fighting on the same side. And it's like, whoa. Mm. But no, I wasn't.
What?
You, where did you get these Benoit balls?
They were a gift from a humane man. You know something? I pass this gift on to you. Take them. You're a humane man too. And you may need these Benoit balls.
So Jürgen like, what? Yoink! Takes them. Jangle-angle-angle. He leaves. Dr. Kuz like looks in his pants again and he's like, ah. So Eva's allowed to leave the keep. And she just walks right out and goes to the inn in the village. Ah, Domniswara Kuz. I have no money to pay you right now. Oh, forget it. Your father did many favors for me over the years, if you know what I mean. He takes her into, her room, and Scott Glenn is there, looking out the window. What the hell are you doing here? Is this the only room overlooking the keep? Well, yeah. Then I'll take it. This room is taken by Domniswara Kuz. And then Scott Glenn turns around. Eva, who's all like uncomfortable, like who the hell is this guy in the room? She's just like, it's okay. Scott Glenn turns around, looks at her and goes, so where are you gonna go? Back in the keep, I guess, with the demon and the raping. Why is your father in the keep? He's being kept there by soldiers. Well, are you gonna wait for him or leave? I'm not leaving without him. Then you'd better stay here with me. In my enchanting blue eyes. And he's in front of her talking to her, and she's looking behind him at the mirror, and he does not cast a reflection.
Oh, shit.
Cuts to her waking up in the bed, and you're like, whoa, 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 what happened? She looks around, and he is not there. But she sees his long wooden crate. Remember that? Mm-hmm. Also, the mirror on the wall is now gone. He's like, maybe she didn't see it. And it fades. This is where the quick stuff happens, okay? It fades to like those two sitting on a hill at sunset, and now back again in the hotel room. Why are you here?
For you.
And then they slow kiss, baby. And it just fades into nude sex.
Real slow. Oh, yeah.
That's right. It's not over yet, though. It keeps fading back and forth into different positions. And she's like, is this what this is like? This is amazing. And he's like, oh, yeah. And then finally it fades into her sitting on the bed watching him while he is standing up and bent over naked, shooting ping pong balls out of his ass at the wall. Wow. Boink. And she's just like sitting there watching. And it fades to them finishing up. So then later that night they're in bed and she's like, where do you come from?
Everywhere. Jesus, go to sleep.
And then he looks at her, he's like,
and dream.
We cut to the keep, and Professor Coos, he's up walking around. He doesn't need the wheelchair anymore. He's still a little shaky, though. He's kind of hold on to the walls, you know. He backs up, and all of a sudden, that demon golem thing is there behind him.
Oh.
And this time, he's not glowing or fogging. All right, we get a good look at him. And he is a man, but he is like all muscle and veins. Like he's got no skin. Ugh. But he's not bloody like Uncle Frank. And he puts his hand out. And Professor Coos like turns around and finally sees him. Like,
holy Jesus Christ! You scared the shit out of me.
And the golem's face is like, it's kind of skull-like, all right? And it does have red glowing eye holes, but no eyes. Also, his mouth is glowing with no lips. Okay, so he does look like he's got a skeleton face and tremendously huge trap muscles.
I know, they're awesome.
Yeah, they go from his shoulders to like his ears.
You have death around you. At your hands? No. Then what you sense is my fate in a death camp. A place where people gather to die. A place where people are murdered. My people are murdered? Yes, and others from all over Europe. Who does this? Their leader in Berlin and the soldiers in black. I will consume their lives.
And Professor Coos is just like, damn.
When could you do this? When I am complete in 2 nights. If I can leave this place. Why couldn't you? Because an object of mine, the origin of my power, must be removed from the keep and hidden in these mountains and kept safe from these people here and from anyone who may come here. Oh, well, it must be done by someone I can trust, like you. Only then can I leave the keep and destroy the soldiers in black and their leaders. Will you carry this object out of here for me?
And he puts his weird red veiny hand on Professor Coos' shoulder. And Professor Coos is like,
fuck yes.
Yep. And then there's a wide shot of them standing there with the golem's hand on his shoulder, and it's like, deal with the devil.
Yeah.
Outside, the priest is coming in. He's coming into the keep, see how things are going. There's a guard at the front gate who's just like so terrified. He doesn't even see the priest, and the priest just walks right by him. He goes and finds Professor Coos. Coosy! Eva is at the inn.
There's a power here, Fonzie. The power is our salvation.
And then the priest, goes all weird and aggro, and he's like, power is God! And the Messiah, and his immortal Son! And I have been right! And you, Theodore Coos, have been wrong! I've been right in my simple faith!
Fonzie, evil comes from men, and it wears a swastika, and it believes in black dreams. You know this. What's happening to you?
Stay here, Coos, and burn with the others. Burn with your daughter. I won't lift a finger to help you.
Fonzie! Monster! Burn in hell!
And Fonzarelli just runs out. We don't know why he has all of a sudden gone psycho.
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe because Coos is young now?
Mm-hmm.
So witchcraft? Something? So Fonzarelli leaves, and Eva sees him go into his church, and she follows him. And finds him at the altar praying all super crazy. And she's like, Father Fonzarelli. He turns and his face is all covered in blood. And there's all this bloody meat on the altar.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh man, it's crazy. And she's like, no thanks. And she just leaves. Hightails it. So he sacrificed something. I feel like this is the result of a cut, made.
Yeah.
I got to not find out. Outside, the wind is just blowing, something's happening in this little town. The professor comes wheeling out in his wheelchair. She goes and gets him, and she's like, oh, I thought I'd never see you again. I met a man.
Did you do nasty things?
Yes. So now we can leave.
No, not yet.
Hey, Fonzie's crazy.
I can't help him. I don't know what happened.
And then sexy Scott Glenn walks out. As he's walking out, he swallows a ping pong ball.
What the fuck?
What's happened is what was repressed in the keep is spreading into the village.
Who the hell are you? What do you know about it?
And Scott Glenn gets into his face. He's like, I know you've bound yourself to him, that you've agreed to carry the talisman out.
It's the source of power.
It is not his. It is what keeps him inside the walls. And if you carry it out, he will be released into the world of men.
What's happening in the world is worse than anything he could do.
He is the same. Look at you.
My body? My body. I don't give a damn about this. I'm not doing this for me.
That's why he picked you. And so they're kind of fighting. And Eva's like, okay, guys, you know what? You just met. Why don't we all just calm down? Only someone uncorrupted could even get near the talisman.
I don't want to listen to this.
Yeah, you know what? Stop it, Scott. Let's just go. Don't take the talisman out. Later, it cuts to Kempfer walking into the professor's room. He's like, what do you want? Jesus.
There's a stranger at the inn. He asks questions. I believe he's connected to the people that pay for the keep's maintenance. And he shoots ping-pong balls out of his behind. He even shot one at my daughter, and she caught it.
Kempfer's like, I want to see. Arrest the man and bring him to the keep. Soldiers rush out. And then before he leaves, he turns to Coos. This place seems to agree with you. You look healthier.
This place has its strong points.
And then we get a bunch of just as Scott is about to open his big long wooden crate. When Eva comes in and interrupts him, we still don't get to see what it is. You're part of this, aren't you? Aren't you? Tell me! And he's like, And he walks up to her. The talisman that holds him in there is mine. I have been here for ages, watching and guarding against what is happening now. He is being released.
I don't get it.
I've come to destroy him. And it may be too late, but I will end it. She's like, the end? The end of what? He looks at her, he's like, when he goes, I go. She's like, what? Then why? Why'd you come to me? Become my lover. I caught that ball in my mouth. You think I'd do that for anyone? And he looks at her, he's like, I came to touch. As only mortal men can do. And he grabs her. And then BAM! In come the Nazis.
Here they come.
Like, okay, come on, fuckhead, let's go. So they leave, she cries. He goes with them peacefully. They're outside and the wind is like really howling and blowing. Kempfer is just standing at the entrance of the keep, waiting to see the ping pong ball man. Eva comes running out of the inn. She's like, no, leave him alone. One of the Nazis turns and just like hits her and pushes her down to the ground. Scott does not like this. And he just starts fucking attacking all of them. He grabs one of them and just throws him way too far for a human and down into the moat. So then the rest of the Nazis just, oh, okay, well then this is happening. They all just unload into Scott. And he actually stands there and takes it for a while. And he has got glowing green predator blood.
Oh.
That's right. He takes it until he can't take it anymore. And, yeah, he gets blown into the moat by bullets. And he just falls.
Oh.
Kempfer sees that and he's like, Well, okay. He just goes back inside. All the Nazis leave and Eva's outside like, what the hell?
Are you supposed to like Scott Glenn? Does the movie try to tell you he's the hero or something?
Yes.
Yeah, it does. You're supposed to be kind of awestruck by him.
He's a mysterious hero.
Yeah, we got this evil presence trapped in the keep, right? And he's supposed to be the warrior of light. That is just as supernatural.
Hasn't he barely been in the movie, though?
That is correct. We see that down in the moat, he is actually still alive. Hemorrhaging green, though. Inside, my favorite scene happens with Jurgen and Gabriel Byrne. What was all the shooting in the village? A civilian resisted. Oh, another civilian. The courageous Schwanzlutschen Commando are again victorious. And he storms off. Okay, Kempfer's not taking that shit. He's like, Jurgen! And he follows him. Out in the rest of the keep, there's big loud noise, and it starts scaring all the troops. I will not. You will nothing. You will die. All of us will die. You're falling apart, Jurgen. You despise our brutality. Well, you do not grab history by the throat and write the next 1,000-year future without banging a few of your mother's friends. What? Nothing. Romantic fairy tales you tell yourself, Kempfer. And then you dress up in black and silver so you can look in a mirror and maybe believe them. Ein Volk, ein Reich, ein Führer. And it's like, damn, Sam.
Yeah.
Jesus.
At Posen a year and a half ago, the Schwanzlutschen Commando executed men, women, and children. Children, for God's sake! Grabbing history by the throat? How many times in this keep have you wet your bed, Kempfer? Kemper's like, oh, hell no.
Yes!
Were you fighting with the German anti-fascists in Spain? No. Did you stop us at Posen? No. You have the debilitating German disease, Jurgen. Sentimental talk. It allows you to feel sensitive, superior, and yet stay safe because you take no action. Your sentimental suffering makes me sick. For once you are right, Kempfer. I am only half a man. All that we are is coming out. Here. In this keep. The man sees the truth. And what truth do you see? What are you discovering about yourself, Kempfer, huh? I murder all these people. Therefore, I must be powerful. You have infected millions with your twisted fantasies. And from the millions of diseased mentalities that worship your twisted cross, what monstrosity has been released in this keep? Who are you meeting, Kempfer, in the granite corridors? Yourself? And then they kiss hard. That's right. All of a sudden, outside, shooting all through the halls of the keep. Ah! Screaming! Everybody, sounds like everybody in the whole place is dying.
Oh my God.
Jurgen pulls away. And he's like, oh, what is that? And he picks up his Benoit balls and goes to run outside. And Kempfer aims his gun and shoots him in the back.
Oh,
boom, boom! And Jurgen dies.
Oh.
Falls down. And as he dies, he exhales like... And then Kempfer takes the Benoit balls out of his bloody hand. He's like, mine! He walks out into the keep proper, okay? And it is just fog central. And it is, oh man, the whole place is just fogged out. And all of the soldiers are dead and mangled and burnt. They're like all like carbonized.
Wow.
All of the guns, they're all like twisted up, twisted metal. The vehicles are all just wrecked. Everything is horrible. Kempfer stumbles around, sees all of this, and he just screams like a girl. Ah!
Oh.
There is this giant pile of bodies and stone and broken, twisted artillery. And it's just like, damn, Sam, this guy, like, he is like a hammer. Kempfer stumbles face to face with his dead second in command, and it scares the shit out of him. Every time you see one of these dead bodies, they're all like burnt black, but their eyes are like still there. Some of them are like burnt and blown into the walls, like they're fused with them now. So he's all terrified. He's like walking backwards. He turns and then, bow! There is the demon.
Oh.
And it's like, holy shit. And he's like way more fleshed out now. He has a face and he has skin, but he's still like dark. You know, he's like black purple with glowing eyes and his glowing mouth. Kempfer holds up the Benoit balls and he's like, Jesus, protect me. Like there, his last saving grace, hopefully. The demon just walks up to him. And he's got this huge, muscly body and this big, long, flaccid cock. Well, it's not that long, but it's pretty thick, though. Oh, you know what? It's a Pepsi can. How about that? Imagine that being shoved up your ass. Kempfer stands and he's like, what are you? He's holding up these balls. Where'd you come from? Where am I from? And then the demon takes the balls from him. Jingle, jangle, jangle. I am from you. And then he crushes the balls like they were nothing and just drops them. Tink, tink. And then he grabs Kempfer's neck and lifts him up. And you can hear the bones just cracking. Oh. Ah! And then the white life force gets drawn out of his eyes and mouth just like the others. And right into the demon's face. And as it goes into him, like, his body fogs a little. Oh. So then he throws down Kempfer's corpse and then, like, drags it around into the fog. And now we cut to that cave underneath, that giant void. Okay, the bowels under the keep, where he was trapped.
Yeah.
And down there is Professor Coos, digging through the rocks looking for the talisman.
Well, at the moment, I'm looking for the inner pussy.
And then he finds a stone lid and lifts it up, and there's like glowing white light under it.
Wow.
So it's like, wow, he found it. Okay. Kind of almost impossible in that giant place. And now we see that the demon is actually behind a rock and turned away from him. Like it doesn't want to see the talisman.
No.
Carry it from this place. Take it out of here. There's no one left to stop you.
And the professor grabs this thing, but we don't really get a good look at it. We just see that it's something in his hand and it's glowing.
Is this the same room where the dude was hanging in the beginning?
Yes. So young-ass Professor Coos has the talisman, and he starts climbing up out of the cave. Outside, laying in his own predator blood, Scott wakes up, and he starts climbing up out of the moat. And there's a big back-and-forth transition. We keep seeing the two of them escaping their rocky predicaments. It's a pretty huge cave, though, so Scott's got a lot of time to get out of the moat. Finally, the professor is walking down the halls with this glowing item in his hand, and as he passes the nickel crosses in the walls, they start to glow. So, like, this talisman, it's got the power. Eva walks into the keep to see what else she can screw up, and she's looking at all the dead bodies. Outside, Scott finally opens the long crate, and he grabs what's inside. But again, we can't really see it. We just know that when he grabs it with both hands, his hands glow red. He is also now bare-chested and quite muscly. The professor finally makes it into the hall with the bodies, and he's like,
Eva, I have it!
He holds it up, and it is a big, glowing fleshlight. But it's been modified. If you hold it up, you know, the rubber vagina, that's what's glowing, okay? But it's got these two weird protrusions sticking out at the top from the sides, and we see that, oh, holy shit, all of those weird crosses in the keep are in the shape of this thing.
Oh.
Pocket pushy.
Oh. The curve at the top.
Yep.
Gotcha. But it actually is a flashlight, being glowing and shit.
That's right.
Yeah.
There's a vagina in it, though. Anyway, Eva sees it. She's like, ew, take it back! It belongs to Scott Glenn! And then she says this. She's like, not Molasar. And this is the name of the demon.
Oh.
But because of all of the fucking cuts, we never actually learned that until right now.
So weird.
I know. It turns out that this demon, his name is Radu Molasar. Radu is a Romanian name. Mm-hmm. And you don't learn any of this from the movie. But this was also a book, as we talked about. And it turns out that Molasar was like this old sorcerer from like the very first age of men.
Oh.
And he was put into power by the extreme evil being. So then there had to be an extreme good being. They gave the power of immortality to the Warrior of Light, which is Scott Glenn.
Okay.
Scott Glenn was immortal until he kills Molasar. And Scott Glenn doesn't want to die, and that's why he trapped him in the keep that he built.
Oh, I see.
And he trapped him there with a pocket pussy. With his pocket pussy.
Yeah. Fun.
Right?
Yeah.
So the professor's like,
No, this is power! Come on, let's go!
it's corrupted! It's changing your soul! Take it back! I can fucking smell it from here!
Get out of my way!
Then he pushes his own daughter to the ground like he's nuts for this shit. And then he just hears,
Kill her!
and he turns and there's Molasar.
Oh, no.
And take the talisman out of here.
And then young-ass Professor Coos. He looks down at Eva, who looks his own age, by the way.
Wow.
And he puts his hand on her face and he caresses it. And then he stands up
And he turns to Molasar. Like, now you done fucked up. Who are you that I have to prove myself to you by killing my child? Obey me! Or you will return to the diseased state I found you in. And I'll slay both of you. If this is yours, as you said, then you take it out of the keep. You can't? Then this isn't yours. And the keep is a prison to contain you. And you have lied, exploited, deceived, and you're the same as the Nazis. So you take it out of here. Take it! Take it! And then Molasar's penis. He's just standing there, like, listening to this little mortal asshole, I yell at him, and then his penis just goes erect. And
And Professor Kuz is like, huh? And then, boom, it just ejaculates red lightning all over the professor's face. And he flies backwards. And he loses the fleshlight.
Holy shit!
Eva goes to him and finds that he's all old and diseased again.
Oh.
Oh, the splooge, it did this to me.
Molasar, like, approaches. See what I can do. Eva's looking around. She sees the fleshlight off in the distance. It's too far away, though. And Molasar reaches out for her. Like he's going to do what he promised. And then, ta-da! Scott Glenn is there. And he is beautiful. And he picks up the fleshlight. He's got that in one hand. And in the other, we see his weapon. And it is a big 3-foot-long, bouncy, black rubber, double-ended dildo.
Oh my God.
And it's like all like, flip, 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 flip. You know, something like you'd find in your mom's drawer or something. Like,
God.
Oh my God!
That was in the wooden crate?
oh, yeah. Molasar looks up and sees him, and he's like, you. He starts backing away. Scott walks towards him, and he slides that dildo right into that fleshlight. And then it becomes like a laser sword of sorts.
Wow.
You know, the fleshlight is
yeah.
the fleshlight is the handle, and then the rubber dong is the blade. But it is still all like limp and rubber. Like a low quality rubber. Not like not a stiff latex. It's a little mushroom headed. Anyway, my point is, boom! There's this giant explosion of light when he does it. And light, blinding light, just ejaculates from it all over the whole keep. Beams of light all over the place, shooting into every single one of the nickel crosses on the walls.
Oh.
And now they all start glowing, and they're all white. And you can see, they show some of them close up. Now the metal has like gone molten. So, you know it's going to work. And he's walking towards Molasar, and he looks at Eva, and he's like, take your father out of this place. And then he goes deeper into the keep. And now we get a big wide shot of just him walking through this huge foggy keep with all of these cool laser light beams all over the place. And it's just like, damn, dude, this movie is fucking gorgeous. And now we see that Scott, he's fogging a little bit. Okay. And also has decidedly pronounced trap muscles too. His have grown. His eyes, they go silver. And that's it, man. It's time. He goes down deep. And he finds Molasar, who is kind of like,
Okay, you got me. Hey, wait, look behind you. Look at that behind you.
Scott turns around. And he sees Eva fucking standing there, fucking stuff up. She's just watching, but while he's distracted looking at her, Molasar comes red lightning at him. Bloom! Oof. And Scott's like, oh, and then, oh no. Right out of the dildo. And then the two streams of splooge, they meet in the middle in a battle of streams. And then boom, Molasar loses and he flies back. And he's struggling to get up. And in that moment, he is turned around in front of Scott, who continues to shoot his ejaculate beam. And it goes right into Molasar's butt and out his own dick. And he's like, whoa! And then Molasar just like, whoa! Flies down into the little hole again and down into the cave to be imprisoned.
No.
All of the fog in the keep follows him. It's all rushing in there. Scott is exhausted. And he is not sleeping in the wet spot. He turns around. All this bright light is behind him. He turns and he sees Eva. And he reaches out for her. And then all of a sudden, he starts getting sucked in too. Because remember, the end of a Molasar means the end of Scott.
Mm-hmm.
And he's standing there, he's fighting against the wind, and he's reaching out for Eva. And all this fog is going, it's rushing by him into this black hole. And Eva's like, yeah! And then in he goes, yoink! And then Eva just collapses on her father. And the music is like, Tangerine Dream, I love it. All of the villagers, they come in, and they start helping Professor Coos get up.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, come on, we'll carry you away. So it's going to be fine now. And they just leave Eva, and she starts following them. And then she just turns and looks back at where Scott was. And then it freezes, and the credits roll, baby.
Shit. All right.
Yeah, that was it.
Whoa.
There you have it.
Good job, Ron.
Thanks.
That was intense.
Yes. That was the Keep on Movies with Ron. So, this movie, like we talked about, was a book. And there were like 6 more books after this.
Oh.
Molasar was played by Peter North, porn star. Famous for his coming ability.
Oh, yes.
Whatever. But you know what? This movie needs to lose Scott Glenn and make Jurgen Prochnov the hero.
Yeah, agreed.
Fucking angel of light.
Mm-hmm.
I know, right?
You trying to entertain me? You're putting angels of light in your story?
It turns out right after this story, Molasar was reborn in a unborn clone baby in the USA that was part of a genetic super soldier program.
Oh, God.
So this story goes like right out to left field from here.
Oh.
Oof.
So was it as hard hitting as you remember as a kid?
Even more so.
What were you, like 5 years old?
I was 6. No, the conflict with the Nazis and wanting to let Molasar out to fight them. I mean, that is complicated.
Absolutely.
It's deep.
Yeah,
really
I love
added
that
to the
about this
story.
movie.
Yeah.
Like everything is tense enough with the Nazis.
Mm-hmm.
And this just drives it off the charts. You know, Molasar.
It wasn't just simple good and evil. There were multiple evils going on.
Kind of like Hellraiser, too.
Yeah, where the true villain was not the demon, you know?
Right. But he also kind of had to build himself or something, get stronger.
Oh, literally, yes.
So that was no epic love story. That was Scott Glenn going, well, I mean, you're here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been alive for thousands of years. You'll get over it. It was just the one time.
Yeah.
I was like, what's wrong with this guy? And it turns out he's Starman or something.
Yeah.
Just trying to get laid one last time. Like, that's the whole reason he didn't kill Molasar is because he liked sex. And he was enjoying his immortality. And now he's locked in a erotic embrace down in the bowels of the keep with Molasar for all eternity. This movie had like this huge Hollywood budget and it flopped like it was nothing.
Oh, it's terrible.
And it is Michael Mann's fault. Like, you gave them a 3-hour movie, like thinking that was acceptable. Like, it was only his second movie, but still, come on. What do you expect? So there you go, Honest Dry. We hope you liked it. And Mike, let the stalking begin.
And folks, if you're using Apple Podcasts or iTunes, leave us a rating and review. We'd really appreciate it. We're on all your other favorite podcast apps and movieswithron.com. There's Twitter @movieswithron. We got a Facebook page. Check us out. It's been fun.
Yep, we love you.
See you guys.
Movies with Ron.